In this video, we'll see how to add a new activity to a given level and how to define the inspections that are required for that activity. As you can see on this dashboard, some of the activities such as let's say reinforcement here in gypsum plaster have got multiple inspections, but they seem to have only one stage. And some activities could have multiple stages such as this, where there's a preparatory stage, there's an execution stage and an acceptance stage, and we could define different inspections at each of those stages. So activity thus could be a single stage or multi-stage with uniquely defined inspection set for each of those stages. Now to add a new activity to a level, we navigate to that level here and then click on this button called add a new activity. When we do that, it takes us to this add activity or activity planning page, and we can actually add activities here. What you can see on the table here are the currently defined activities for this level. So it says currently we are in this project, this phase, this building and this level. So that information is displayed to you here. To see what activities are available to us to add, we can go to this drop down here. When I click, you can see all of these activities are available for us to add. That means we could perform inspection on any of these activities at this point in time. Let's say I want to add a new activity for plastering. So I say gypsum plaster and ask me how many of those unique activities do you wish to do. So for example, today if I'm doing one parcel of work which is 3 walls, and then tomorrow another parcel of work which is another 3 walls, you could define them as 2 activities, so they will be inspected uniquely and all records be kept for that. So let's say currently I'm saying I'm adding one activity. I say add. When I do that, it gives it a parcel number. It asks me how many square meters am I expecting to plaster. Let's say I'm giving a number here, so 30 square meters, and I can, let's say I say top part. Okay, some geographical explanation of where that area is, and I define a planned date. So when I click here, it gives me the possible dates, and I say okay, I want to have this activity happening on the 7th of February. I say okay, information is set, and now I can save and add that activity, or I could go to the set inspections and further fine tune the activity definition. So by default, some inspections are defined for each activity. For example, if I go in here to the set inspection, you will see that 2 inspections are already been defined. So this has already come in from the definition of activity, and this by default we do not need to go into the set inspection option at all. All we do is say save. When we do that, new activity is created here. So you can see this new activity has been created, and you have the option to go to this inspection button and see what are the inspections which are planned for that. You can see there are 2 inspections planned for it, as we saw. And what you can also do is add RFIs, or if no activity or no action has happened on that inspection, we can, or so that activity, I'm sorry, you could actually delete that activity if you wish to. So that option is also available to us. Now let's say I want to add a multi-stage activity. So let's say I'm going and adding concreting as an activity. I say okay, I want to add one activity, and volume of concreting is, let's say 100 meter cube, and the description is, let's say entire slab, and I set a date for that activity. So I'm planning the concreting on 14th of February. I just say okay, and now if I go to set inspections, you will find that I have 4 inspections that have been predefined. 2, that is formwork and rebar, are at the preparatory stage. There is de-shuttering, and there is the concreting pour. So there are multiple inspections that have been done. I can just say save here, and if I say save here again, concreting as an activity gets added here. These activities are there added in this page. Once we go back to the dashboard by clicking on this button called dashboard, we will see that they are available to us. So we created these 2 activities going down here, that is gypsum plaster and concreting. So these are available to inspect and go through the entire RFI scheduling, inspection, issue creation and closure loop.